This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Yeah, we need an end to that, Scott. Right at the end, it just, it's excellent, the intro, I love it. But I always get caught short, anyway, it's Thursday and we're live, and the name of the show that we do every week, right here from LTV, is Inside Leominster. We started this 32 years ago with Larry Wolpe and John McNamara from, I forget what it was called, but either Comcast, I don't remember the different versions of it. And ever since then, we've been meeting on Thursday nights for an hour. And it's a call-in show if you'd like. It's 978-534-1626. But we invite guests on. And if there are guests that you'd like to see interviewed, by all means, I love chatting with people here. And we do have a guest this afternoon. Our own Wendy Wiiks will be here. We're talking, just giving you an update. We haven't had a chance to give you an update on grants for a while, so she'll be here a little later. To give you an update on that, I'll give you a little update on the storm as it's early February, but this storm didn't even start till late this morning. By noon, it had turned to rain. We got nervous around noontime because, well, it turned to rain and it was freezing rain. But somehow or another, there was enough salt on the ground, I think, from just pre-treatment and from other storms that it didn't seem to freeze. And I just looked at my, coming in, I just looked at the temperature on my vehicle. It said 29. I'm like, it should be freezing rain. But it's supposed to wrap up pretty soon, I think. But we sort of lucked out because the streets are actually in decent shape right now. Main roads are down to the blacktop. And trash and recycling got picked up. They had it out really early this morning so they could get as much picked up as possible before it really kicked in. It did start snowing really hard for a while. And then it seemed to, go to flurries and then snow hard again. And then, like I said, around 12:30, it turned to pellets and rain. And we thought, oh no, should we not plow the streets and that, makes way for an ice rink? Or should we, plow the streets and try to salt them immediately? But it worked out, I think, in most cases, the streets I've been on, it worked out to our advantage. And so everything should be cleaned up. There is a, let's see, Wit the Play. From what I understand, that's the play that's at Agudakim. Wit the Play. It's at Congregation Agudakim on Washington Street, the Jewish synagogue. And the play is still on, from what I understand. I think it starts at 6 tonight. Let's see, I think, yeah, it's 6 tonight. You get in for free. They don't charge for tickets. They take donations, and they have a lot of sponsors, which keeps that pays their costs, their expenses. But it's supposedly still on tonight. And going to be a busy weekend because there's a concert at City Hall, a symphony concert at City Hall on Saturday, and also Pink on the Rink. So I think what we're going to try to do is get to Pink on the Rink at 6. And then we're going to have to leave there to try to get to the concert at City Hall. They have a beautiful concert. And Gateway Symphony Orchestra, and we want to make sure we get there to support them as well. Hey, is Art there tonight? Is Mr.
Yes,
Art there?
is.
Art, I'm sorry. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay. I keep forgetting to bring this up. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Because Route 117 is like the exit out of here to get to a lot of places. And there's a terrible situation on 117 in Bolton, the Bolton Flats. I'm sure you're aware of it. On both sides of the street, the trees in that swamp. It's only a matter of time before the ones that are next to the road are going to start falling, and somebody's going to get hurt down there. And I'm wondering if is that a state swamp? How do
I'm not sure.
if our state reps are listening, I'm sure one of them is, that's a nice little project to get in there and maybe get some of the summer workers from the state, get in there and cut those down before they start falling across cars.
I think they monitor
buses or whatever else.
I think they inspect them because they do kind of create that little canopy. I don't know if they've trimmed some of them, but I know that they do inspect those trees. You know, they get down here and keep an eye on it because you're right. If one of those big limbs falls,
yeah, they rot because they're in water all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's I'd hate to see what would happen when it's been so long. And I did notice the beginning of this year, some of the trees had paint circles on them. They painted them. And I said, gee, maybe that's a sign that these are the ones they're going to take down. But they're still up, so I don't know. But I'm very cautious when I go through there. I got my eye on the road, and I'm trying to watch it. If I see anything moving, I'm going to get the gas. I know that.
I agree.
Other than that, this was more of a nuisance storm.
Yes, very much so. You start off pre-treating.
But as usual, our DPW, the roads were very drivable.
They did a good job.
This morning I was out for just a short.
Yep.
You know, they do a good job and they work hard. Mm-hmm. It's appreciated. And you know, I did notice recently. Again, I've noticed it many times before. They keep their equipment looking very, very nice.
Yeah.
And clean and.
No.
It's a testament to the city.
A lot of pride.
That the people that are driving those rigs.
Yep, a lot of pride.
And we appreciate them.
Yes, absolutely.
And I've been on my street now for almost 50 years, and I think I've gone through 2 cycles of retirements. You know, you get to know the guys that do the sanding and the salting, and it's appreciated. When it's really hot, I stop them and give them a bottle of water. Those little things mean a lot to these guys, you know. You can only carry so much with you.
Absolutely.
Having said that, be well, be safe.
Yes, that's the plan. The play tonight starts at 7:30. It's just that it's February 6th, so I thought it said 6 o'clock. Oh no, wait a minute. Okay. I don't know. It looked like it was 6 to 7:30. It's not. The date is February 6th. Starts at 7:30. So if anybody's heading down there tonight to the City on a Hill Arts performance of The Wit. So there you go, Art. All right, so here we are in this, little kind of wintry mix right now. I'm not sure what they're saying for the weekend. They really do hype it up, man. I mean, there was like nobody on the streets today, like nobody. It was like quieter than a Sunday out there, and I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, most everybody's got snow tires and all that, but they really pump it up. So the next big pump up is Saturday night into Sunday, and they're saying it will end around noon on Sunday. So we'll see. We're going to take a short break here at 4:14 on a Thursday afternoon, and we'll be right back.
On the evening of Thursday, December 11, over 1 million homes and businesses in the Northeast were affected by the most vicious ice storm New England has seen in 20 years. The low pressure and moist air was cold and windy enough to produce thousands of pounds of ice from as much as 4 inches of rain in some parts. The sheer weight of the ice overpowered the branches and trees, in some cases uprooting them entirely as they crashed down on houses, cars, power lines, and roads. Our house had no power, phone, or cable. Some folks who relied on electric water pumps were without running water. We had to weave in and out of several piles of debris to make our way through. We could get as far as the State Forest parking lot, but it soon became impassable, so we had to turn around. We headed back north and made our way back. Then we made our way down Route 12 south and connected with 62 west. This turned out to be the only way into Princeton. We then tried to connect back up to Route 31 from the south side and made our way as far north as we could. We discovered the same dead end as before, but on the south side. There were teams of guys on both sides, trying to cut in through the debris.
Go. That was the big ice storm. How many years ago was that, Scott?
2008.
Wow, that's wild. And I think the biggest mistake or misunderstanding from a lot of the communities was that they could do this alone. And we early on recognized with the great equipment and people that we have, this is just enormous. And so we called for help, and we hired private companies to come out and help us out, and then working hand in hand with our DPW and our forestry department and emergency management and all other departments, were able to get the city up and running pretty quickly. Anyway, Leominster Public Schools, it's time to sign those kids up for kindergarten. They have to be 5 years or older before August 31st, and you could call the Family Information Center at 978-534-7700, extension 4. I was saying Pink on the Rink is this Saturday night. Starts, it's the 8th, and it starts at 6 p.m. at the DCU Center. Tickets are $15. Kathy DeRusso was my guest last week, speaking all about it. And if you'd like to go, it's great hockey. It's a great time. And $15. And if you'd still like to get tickets, 978-397-2992. And Jerry Caruso was here last week as well. And the comedy night's coming up next, what's the 13th? Is it a Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday. So next Thursday, a week from today, is comedy night, $20 a person. Proceeds to benefit the Veteran Family Connections. And Family Bingo Night coming up at City Hall on the 20th. And you do have to pre-register because there's only so many seats. And this is a very popular event. So you can go to leominsterma.myrec.com, and it's $5 if you're a resident, and it's $10 for a non-resident. Then listen to this. They're having Super Bingo. Did you ever hear Super Bingo? Super Bingo at St. Cecilia's Parish Hall. And it's going to be March 1st, and they have a snow date of March 8th. Bingo starts at exactly, when they say it starts at 6:30 sharp, they mean 6:30 sharp. Better be there with your daubers and ready to roll.
And nobody better interrupt.
No. Listen to this. I went once, and I'm like trying to talk to people, and people looking at me like, I'm going to hit you in the head with a 2x4. $12 cards. Is it 12 cards for $90? Does that mean you play 12 cards? Mm-hmm. Well, there's one for 18 cards for $125. And then there's another one, 24 cards for $155. Does that mean they play
That's
25
a lot of work.
at once?
You got to really pay attention.
At once? Are you serious?
My grandmother used to play bingo. She would have like 6 cards at once.
This is 24.
60 cards. at once.
60?
Yeah.
60 cards?
Yep.
All right. Well, I could probably do 2. Like, bingo. And each player will also get a swag bag. 3 mystery game payouts, 9 $500 games, 2 $1,199. Wow, this is like big time.
Super.
You could win. And don't forget the Spring Safety Fair Touch and Truck coming up from CPAC. More information coming in February. I'll let you know. And let's see, regular trash pickup tomorrow if you want to use the transfer station. 8 to 12 down there across from Walmart in Leominster. Are these all on slides?
No.
Yeah. All right. February, tomorrow at the public library is preschool yoga with Miss, it's Friday already tomorrow. Preschool yoga with Miss Jamie at 9:30. And as I said, 22 Jungle Road, leave off your yard waste 8 to 12, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The entire, we have a couple of newsletters. We have quite a few. Library puts one out. Senior Citizens put one out. Fidelity Bank sponsors this, as well as, let's see, who else? Foster Healy Real Estate sponsors us. Thank you. And so does, I know there's at least one more. So does Dominion, Domination Plumbing Heating. They also support us. And you can pick up actually a printed copy at City Hall, or you can find us on Facebook at It's Happening in Leominster. All right, let's do some slides, Wendy, and then Wendy Wiiks is my guest, and we're going to be talking grants. But first, we'll go through these. I tend not to get this stuff done, and then at the end, I'm pushing through. We have photos of the week this week? Okay. So there you go, 1657, the number of people who tested positive around the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for COVID. By the way, today, in 2000, which is 5 years ago, is the first confirmed case of COVID. 5 years later, we're still at it. There are 11 positive cases here in Leominster, 16 deaths. 1 is too many. It's National Chopsticks Day. Could never figure them out. I didn't have the patience, I think. National Frozen Yogurt Day. I always had the patience for frozen yogurt. National Valentine's Shopping Reminder Day. I'm just reminding everybody, Valentine's Day is the 14th, which is next Friday. Optimist Day. I'm an optimist, I think. I tend to be, I think. Pay a Compliment Day. You all look marvelous. That's your compliment. Ronald Reagan Day and Time to Talk Day. Do you have time to talk? No. In 1965, the Righteous Brothers did You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. That was a good song, still timely, good song, number 1. 1968, former President Dwight Eisenhower shoots a hole-in-one. I doubt it. I really don't think. I think it was one of those, he was such an avid golfer that he dreamt this up. Or he went, and when nobody was looking, he stuck the ball in the hole. One of those deals. See, Josiah, he gets me. Scott doesn't think it's funny, but Josiah does. Right? You think it's funny.
I think it's funny. I was reading the slides.
Slide, all the way slide. 1974, the United States House of Representatives begins determining grounds for impeachment for President Richard Nixon. I said this morning on morning briefing. Today, this would be like a misdemeanor. You know, he bugged the place. Today, in comparison, what happened since 1968? You kidding me? They'd be like, yeah, a little slap on the hand. 1978, this is the anniversary of the big one, the blizzard of 1978. In 1981, George Harrison, Paul McCartney record vocals to a Ringo Starr track written by George and reworked as a tribute to John Lennon all those years ago. Do you remember that song at all? All those years ago? It was a good tune.
I used to roller skate to that song.
Did you?
Yeah.
It has more significance when you tell the history, tell the story behind it. In 1982, the number 1 song on the pop charts in 1982 was Centerfold by Jay Giles Band. I don't know, every time I think of Jay Giles Band, I think of that one song that they sang that was like their big hit. I mean, they had a lot of big hits, but...
Freeze frame?
Yeah, that's the one I think about. 1987, no smoking rules take effect in the United States federal buildings. I mean, City Hall, they'd smoke inside the building,
I know.
police
Now
station.
you can't, nobody can stand
no,
it.
that's it.
It's good.
They cut that out. 1998, Washington National Airport is renamed Ronald Reagan National Airport. And 2020 was the date of the first COVID-19 related death. Oh, it was a death. Okay, it's pretty serious. Wow, 5 years ago. All right, are we ready to talk about...
Yeah.
Well, Wendy Wiiks is my guest. 978-534-1626. The reason I read it in increments of 3 letters at a time and then 4 at the end is because when I'm listening to the radio and they say, and the number is, and I'm like, okay, what is it? And then 10 minutes later, like, 978-534-1626. That's, that's how you say it, just so people can remember. Anyway, welcome to the show, Wendy.
Thank you.
And what's this slide we're looking at? There's projects everywhere.
Leominster. Just Leominster. Can we go to the next
Sure. We can.
slide?
I'm
Who's
the
doing the
slide
slides?
operator.
You're the person. So this is the North Nashua. There's money to be had, and we're getting it. So that's the treatment plant in the lower right. Nashua River, Mechanic Street's on the right. And over where it says Phase 1, there was a bank stabilization problem over there, and we fixed it just before the flood, which is a good thing. So
Equipment was still there.
yeah.
In fact, we borrowed their equipment to fix some of the problems in town.
Yeah. So that was $1 million fix for Phase 1. And then Phase 2 is in the works. We just got a notice to proceed on that. That's another $1.7 million.
Wow.
So I just wanted to show this to show people where this is. Then Phase 2 is up a little bit further toward the mall at Whitney Field. If we can go to the next slide.
Next slide.
So this is what it looked like. This is what Phase 1 looked like on the left.
Everything kind of washed out.
And our infrastructure's in there. Our sewer lines that run to the treatment plant are in there, and so we had to get that fixed. So the pictures on the other side are, the top one is what it looked like when we fixed it, and then after the plantings were done is in the lower right. So it's,
It's pretty down there, too.
Yeah,
It looks
it's
really nice. Oh, this is the big one. This
When
is
it's
going to happen this
rough.
year, right?
It's going out to bid. Our goal is to have it bid by the end of March.
Nice.
And we were actually working on this today. This is, in 2017, part of the wall collapsed over by Brady's.
Right.
So we're gonna not only fix that, which surprisingly survived the flood.
Yeah, I know. I was afraid of that.
We are gonna fix that, but we're gonna do all the way from Central Street to Mechanic Street, which is we got $6 million from the feds to do that. And it's going to fix the culvert all the way underneath the parking lot. A lot of people don't notice this stuff. They notice the wall, but they don't see the underground stuff because they can't see it. But we know it's there.
Yep.
So we know it needs to be
Absolutely.
fixed. So that's a project for this summer and probably a little bit
It's
into
going
next
to really
year.
dress that area up.
Yeah, there'll be a little seating area at the end. You can bring your food outside,
Yeah,
or
cool.
you can. So that's a
like
big
it.
one.
I like it.
This is the North Leominster Housing Works. We talked a lot on the show about MassWorks. They divided it into 2 segments now. MassWorks you can get for like economic development and
Right.
jobs, and housing is a housing match. So the housing match is that property on Marcello Ave, the
Behind
Journey
the turnout.
Home. Yeah.
That street behind the
Yeah,
turnout.
the Journey Home project, which is family housing, which is going to help to transition people into a better life for themselves if they're struggling. But so we got affordable housing out of it, but we also got $3 million worth of sidewalks and infrastructure, sewer, water, and a huge fix was that cross sewer line underneath the railroad, which took,
Right.
that was almost $1 million for
Yeah.
that. So that was a big to-do. This is the damage after Barrett Park, after the storm in September. Didn't breach, but did some damage. It's taking about 3 years to design and permit these projects.
I was saying that people are like, the dam broke. And I'm like, no, the dam didn't break. The dam is to the right.
Yeah.
The water went around, the water came up, and it went over the dam and started chiseling it on the other side of the dam.
Yeah.
The dam itself held up. You could see, you could even walk to the right there. You can see you could still walk there. What they obviously didn't anticipate is the water would get so high and it would go around the dam and go above the dam and just start chewing away at it like chiseling.
Yeah. So, we've been working on this for a while. This is
A
how
long
long
time.
this is how long it takes. So in 2021, we got the first grant to do the design and engineering, and that's how long it took to get it to a construction grant. So we're hopeful that that's going to be funded this year. We think it is. It's about $1 million to permanently fix that dam. So, and that was one of the people that excavator or whatever that was one of the people who was already working in the city
Yes,
when
and we took the equipment,
Yeah.
moved it up there during the flood.
Yeah, same for this, distributing. We got some state emergency funding that we're using to hire a company to do the full design for this, and they think they can expedite it actually so that maybe next year we can get the grant application in for this dam. So we'll be able to fix both of our dams that are compromised. Prospect Park,
Oh, a beautiful park.
hidden gem in the city.
Yes, it is.
A lot of people drive by it. They don't know where it is. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. We're going to have new signage, a new parking lot with handicap accessible parking. The state gave us a park grant. We matched it. It's going to have a new trail around it. It's going to have
It's a beautiful park when you
yeah,
get in there.
new
There's little
benches.
bridges and out there. And
Yeah, everything in that park will be handicap accessible.
you can drive bikes out there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's like the perfect spot. You got little hills, but they're not huge. It's like the perfect spot, and you don't have to worry about getting picked off driving your bike down the street.
Yeah,
You know?
it's true.
You want to go to another
Yeah.
slide? Wow, that's going to look nice. Is that the exact one or
That
close
is
to
it.
it?
That's it.
That's nice.
So we spent a lot of money and
Yeah.
a lot of time on Mechanic Street Park.
You sure did.
That was a lot of phases to go, 3 phases for that park, all the way from 3rd Street to Mechanic Street over to Wells Court. But it's lacking some shade. So we've decided with some of our ARPA money, we can fix parks. So we decided that was something that was needed over there.
Yep.
A lot of people playing soccer
A lot of
over
people
there.
use that, and people can't see to the back, but
Yep.
there's a whole playground and a little amphitheater back there. People actually do use it. There's always somebody out there, and we haven't had any problems. I mean, I think one, young kid tore up some of the field with his vehicle, but he had to reimburse. I mean, they caught him and reimburse. He's got to reimburse him, but for the most part, we haven't had any troubles there.
So there's a lot of these all over the Commonwealth,
And these
all
little
over
bridges,
the place,
yeah.
that people don't even realize there's a bridge there. So this is down toward Abbey Road, sort of toward Fraticelli Oil. You go over this bridge and you wouldn't know it. So, but underneath, it's a lot of infrastructure, and if it collapses, there's a long detour.
Yeah.
So we got 500,000, and we're probably going to get another 500,000 in a couple weeks. It's to replace that entire culvert. The thing's all permitted, so it's going to be good to go. But that'll be an interesting project because that shouldn't be too disruptive. It should be
No.
just
Right.
replacing the culvert. But it's a really important thing. My baby, the ladder truck.
Boy, these things just keep.
This is
They're not
review
cheap,
week.
but they are high tech.
This is review week for the
Well, keep our
ladder
fingers
truck grants.
crossed.
So the cost of a ladder truck has gone from $1 million in 2014 when we got the last grant to $2.1 million.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
more than
huh?
doubled.
That is amazing.
But FEMA, if we get this, will pay
They pay
90%. So that's a big thing. We got a brush truck through them.
Outstanding.
We got the other ladder truck. Rail trail,
So
going-
Peelin, is that how you say it? The company. that got
Phelan.
the- What is it?
Phelan.
Phelan.
Yep.
Got the job.
Yep. So this is going to go from North Main and Main to
Water
Depot
Street.
Square, and it'll be a nice little ending to the rail trail in
Or
downtown.
the beginning, if you start
Yeah.
on that end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have another grant in for some signage and some pedestrian safety improvements to get from the end of the rail trail to downtown.
Yeah, because some people might want to come down Water Street or one of the
Yep.
other Mary Ave and then get on the trail
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah. ARPA funds. 3 years of fun. But we did a lot with it. We did a lot. We started with our 5-year capital
Yep.
plan, and really, I
Stayed
think we
focused.
really you know, a lot of people, I saw a lot over the years of people, you know, not
Other
spending it
communities,
on one-time
yeah.
expenditures, and they paid people, and now
they're in
what's
trouble.
that gonna happen with that? So, we started our paramedic program, which has been really successful.
Oh, my
That's
word.
just,
Excellent.
yeah, a lot of
Got
people.
great paramedics to add to the great and wonderful firefighters and EMTs. And this has been an instant hit.
That was that picture next to the fire truck there that is Fallbrook treatment plant. That is before and after we scrubbed, they call it scrubbing, the entire inside of the Fallbrook treatment plant. So it's like it's brand new in there. We did a lot of stuff with the parks. We did court resurfacing all over the place. We added 3 years of paving every year. So it was, you know, we did stuff, $3 million worth of sewer projects. That stuff's going to last. I mean, some of the pipe we have now is 100 years old.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
going to, you know, it's stuff that's going to
Change
last.
everything.
So one-time improvements.
Yep.
And then we partnered with a lot of our community people. Ginny's, we helped buy a refrigerator truck. Boys and Girls Club, we helped. A Spanish Center, a targeted learning program after COVID. The Journey Home project that we talked about for affordable housing, and the facade program, which did 14 buildings downtown.
I don't want to toot our own horns and be self-promoting, but I think we were razor sharp focused on the needs of the community during COVID in terms of where people needed help and who needed help. And we were able to use our, well, I mean, every year they do a community development or a public hearing to invite the public in for community development block grant to talk about the needs of the community. We use that, but we have, I think, a good handle on where the needs are. But we worked with all these different agencies to make sure that we did it through them, right?
Yep.
I mean, we had them as partners I mean, look what we did just at Ginny's.
Yep.
You know, they have a truck
Yeah.
now. We helped with
Yep.
that. We helped refrigeration inside there. Put them in a good spot so they could help people. And other communities did crazy, you know, just, I don't know. That's their issue.
Yeah.
And let's do pictures of the week. Ready? Hey, look at that. Guess where we are? We're at the podcast. Right here at LTV. We can do a podcast now. Have you done your first one yet? Yeah, you've done a couple, right?
We're on like 4 for Super Spooky Saturdays and 5 or 6 for Matinee Idols.
Nice. Good for you guys. Right here at LTV, if you want to do your own podcast, let us know. You can call us here at 534-1626.
Or they can go to leominster.tv.
Leominster.tv. Hey, Featherstone says we were out there last Friday and he did not see a shadow, therefore spring is just around the corner. We've got to get through a couple of tough weeks, but spring is around the corner. And I was actually overdressed that day. Normally I have my shorts on and all that, but I'm trying to step it up a
That
little.
looks good, though.
I'm trying to step it up. In the grand opening of Susan's Nails up in North Leominster there, next to, what's the name of the pizza place up there? Not Family, let's see.
Is it Daddy's Best?
What is it?
Daddy's Best? No,
Daddy's, yes, Daddy's Best Pizza. Right next door. What a cool event. They had food, and these guys were tremendous. I posted a lot of it. Drive out and about, right away from the freeze. There you go, there's a sidewalk tractor pushing it all aside. And Godmania spider plants already, they've already grown.
Yeah.
I picked, whatever's left the other day, they said to me, hey, you want these? You know, we don't want to take them back, and it's cold, and we might freeze, and we have to get them in the truck. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to give them to Wendy, and we're going to have these things 3 times the size in a week. And there we are. They look great.
They're going to need new pots.
No.
And those are pots. Those are new
Repairs
pots.
to City Hall roof with new
Yeah.
copper. We're having some trouble with some leaks, so they came in and attacked it, right? Bid opening for the rail trail. We had a lot of interest in that rail trail this year for that kind of money. And how many was it, like
12.
12 people, wow, 12 different companies. So that's very exciting, very, very exciting. We'll start soon on that. And good luck, Noah. Number 83, I was talking to a friend today out there, and I said, are you aware that Noah Gray, number 83, is a Leominster High School football player? No, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, man. So he's all excited. So there you go. What else do we have, Wendy?
Channel 5 is reporting our snow total,
Yes.
1.5 inches.
That's it? After Channel 5 piped it up.
Yep.
Let's see. And what are they saying? Let me look for Sunday.
It's not good.
Really?
I don't know.
Looks like Saturday into Sunday. I think they want me to hit Sunday. Oh, they're not saying much at all. That's what I have. But I'm sure you're all watching the weather.
They had to get through today.
They got to get through today. All right, we're going to take a short break here at Inside Leominster. You're welcome to call in if you'd like. 978-534-1626. I'm glad we did this up front. It gives us a little bit of time to chat later on about other things. But we'll be right back.
For Leominster out there, number 19, Noah Gray.
Noah Gray coming over here. Noah Gray! Noah Gray! Noah Gray! Got to protect the right side of that line, and Abbasi. Here's the snap. Gray rolling away, now trying to square his shoulders. Turns the ball upfield towards the 20-yard lines, and it'll be 4th down, and we'll call it a short 9. Nate Lee back to pass. Flag on the play. Yeah, there is a flag down. Cassidy up the middle of the field. Interception! Noah Gray! Noah Gray with the INT. Receivers in the formation, and Gray the snap. He's back to pass, got some time. Steps up in the pocket, gets away from a defender to keep the play alive, and he is still keeping the play alive. He looks to the left and throws. Pass is complete.
Talked about that this morning in our pregame setup.
On 1st down, back to pass is Gray. On the roll up, Abbasi giving chase. The throw on the run, complete. Flag down. High formation, Gray under center in the snap. And he's back to pass. Floating, looking back
Beautiful
shoulder for
pass.
Kyle Jackson.
Beautiful
He makes
pass.
the catch. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. Coach Dave Palazzi is hopping happy, and he slaps hands with Noah Gray. Battle here on the K zone. Play action fake for Gallagher on 1st and 10. Floats it out, looking to the near side right. And Noah Gray will run underneath it at midfield. He's cut the sideline. He'll run away from C.J. Byers. And he's in the end zone. Beats the defender down the left side. Backfield joined by Count. The snap, little counter motion. Gray keeps it. Sheds his defender. Now got some room. And 10 for the Blue Devils on a pretty pitch and catch. And a really poised look by Gray as he let that rush get in on top of him, fell away from the Spartan 27. Shotgun spread. Gray with the snap. 7-step drop, rolls out, throws back across his body. Wide open in the end zone. Sliding catch is made.
Starting this offensive drive.
Going left to right or right to left for those of you joining us on LTV. 2 backs in the backfield. Gallagher the snap out of the gun. He'll give it to Noah Gray. Straight speed sweep. He'll turn the right corner. He's got right sideline. He's got 6. Touchdown Blue Devils. Touchdown Noah Gray.
Back to you.
And we're back here at Inside Leominster. See that kid stuff it? He went up and jammed it. You see that kid? Went up and just jammed it. Tapped it in. All right, about 15 minutes left here at Inside Leominster, and yeah, tonight two nights left to the play The Wit, and kind of a pre-Valentine's Day. Maybe you can't get out Valentine's Day, but maybe this is the night. And anybody wants to call, give me a little report if you're just getting in from Route 2. Give me a little report on the streets, on the highways if you're just getting in and just turning us on. I know we compete with the news and everything, but this is more local, so call us, 978-534-1626. What's the temperature right now, Wendy? Let me look. They're saying 24 degrees with mist. And that's the dangerous part, is when the stuff starts freezing. But there was enough salt on the road, I think, that it just wasn't a problem. But be careful. So tonight, 7:30 at 268 Washington Street, Congregation of Good Akeem. And then one last performance on Saturday night. So we got 3 things going on Saturday night. We got this. We got a Gateway concert at City Hall. And what else? Pink in the Rink. I don't want to forget that. Pink in the Rink. So yes, plenty going on. Now, any of our grants affected by the whole Trump administration putting pauses on things?
Not that I know of.
None?
I thought there was one, but the guy called me this morning and we had a nice chat, and
said
the
no, it's a
money's in
go.
our account, so yeah.
Good stuff. And I think what they said, from what I read, is a pause. They wanted to go through them for whatever reasons, but they weren't cutting the programs. They were just pausing to review them, I guess.
Well, they want to make sure that their taxpayer dollars well spent.
Yeah, I guess that's I think we do have to start taking a look at those things, because government has grown so much, and it's been a while since anybody's actually taken a look at them. So I don't think it hurts to do that, to take a good look at it. Now, on the grant end, last year was a busy year. This year is, let me just sort of line things up. We'll be managing the Rail Trail project, which isn't huge, but it's good size. It's over $1 million. It's a good size project. We'll be managing the Moosonee Brook project, and then we're going to be doing Route 12 South. And that brings us down by El Camino, brings us all the way down past Sunoco Station, brings us past, brings us past Willard Street, all the way to the Sterling Line. So there's a lot of work that has to be done. I know, there'll be postings on social media saying, oh, it's taking them forever. They have 4 years. It's a big project. They have 4 years to complete it. Why? Well, they want to make sure they keep the roads open. They're going to move at a pace that doesn't completely disrupt everything. A lot of tractor trailers and businesses use that road. So the contract is for a total of now, they don't have to use all 4 years.
But that was a huge investment from that grouping of money.
Yes.
Was 170 million.
Yes.
And we got 31 of it.
Yeah.
So that's
like
a lot.
A third. Well, we got, how much was it? 170?
170, and we got 31. So it's.
Yeah, we did pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that? That would be, let's see, 30% would be, so we got like 15% of it or something, which is huge when you think of $120 million total. We've done well with grants. We've done well with, we did Route 13, and I know some people still having a difficult time maneuvering through there, but I go through 2-3 times a day, and I hit there at 7 o'clock going south in the morning, and I really wait for that left-hand turn on Nashua Street. Usually it's just a left turn lane, and I'm out, gone.
Yeah. We should also talk a little bit about the flood projects that MassDOT is going to do, because they're taking on 3 major projects. The first one is the other side of Moosonee Brook, so where the sidewalk collapsed.
Right.
But that in itself is a multi-million-dollar project.
Yep.
They're going to
Will that happen this year?
Yes. Well, let's put it this way. They have to have the design and everything done by July 1st.
Yeah, so it
and
might
then
start.
In the
sometimes
fall, probably.
the federal money, they might start October, November staging and work through December, and then wrap it down. If it looks like the weather's going to be bad, stage it down. But could go either way.
Yeah, they're also going to do Lancaster Street near Malvern. That's still a mess down there.
That wall and everything.
Yeah,
down
they're going
there.
to do all that, and then that section from Pennacook Drive, I think, all the way to Walmart. That stretch of highway, or that stretch of road, is on the municipal, we put in for a municipal paving grant. So when that's all done, hopefully they'll pave that entire section, the state will pave it. So, and then of course there's Pleasant and Colburn
Yeah, so let's
Street.
talk about that. That house that everybody's seen in the entire universe, I
Poster
think.
child.
Yeah, it's definitely is sort of symbolic of the flood of September 11th, 2023. And that house will be coming down like
Any day.
any second now. You'll go by to work in the morning. You'll come back and the thing will be gone, I'm sure. But there's a lot that goes into it. It's built over the river, wetlands, asbestos. I mean, it's just a whole lot that goes with any project. But so anyway, that'll be coming down soon. They'll rebuild that inlet there, that drainage area there.
And that'll be open.
It'll
That'll
be just
be
open, right? Daylighted.
Yeah.
And that will be a big help and one, you know, it's sort of a daily reminder of just how bad that storm was. And then I was going to be, you know, we have, I was adding this up today generally. We have over 1 million, we have shovel ready. These are land areas that we have available to be built on right now for industrial commercial. Over 1 million square feet of space. Over 1 million. When you tally up Jungle Road, when you tally up the end of, does it actually have a street name at the end of Target? You know, where?
No, it's the extension.
It's an
just an
extension, right?
yeah.
So
It will probably have a name.
It'll have its name someday, but it's unnamed. I mean, that alone is like 600,000-700,000. So there's over 1 million square feet of, well, there's enough land to build over 1 million square feet. And we've lucked out over the years because we kind of chose to stay out of the warehouse battle. Everybody's putting up these warehouses. The warehouses bring a lot of traffic. They do bring jobs, but they bring a lot of traffic. And there's nothing really in them. It's just the whatever the content. So you get one of those big Amazon buildings or anyone, Home Depot, whatever. They're just giant buildings that bring a lot of traffic, a lot of workers, a lot of trucks in and out, and not a lot of tax revenue. So we've kind of sat on the sidelines for those. We haven't really seen any big warehouses sort of come to town. But we're still hoping on life science stuff and manufacturing and things that bring jobs, doesn't bring a ton of traffic. And again, we've got enough land to build over 1 million square feet, shovel ready, infrastructure into the ground. They don't have to do anything, pull a permit and get going.
A couple days ago, Regional Planning sent out an email to all their 22 communities, and they're going to start that process again of putting together who's got what space, and you know, to not only for funding from the federal government, but for just to promote it.
Just in case somebody comes in, you can promote it, let people know. 978-534-1626. Anybody got a traffic report for us? Let me just check. They might have posted it on my Facebook page. Let me just check real quick. That's kind of sad, huh? But Mr. Healy passed away. He was my 8th grade teacher at Gallagher. Mr. Healy was big time into theater. He did all those concerts for the Johnny Appleseed Festival. He did almost...
and he loved it. The Starburst.
Oh, my God. Starburst. He did almost all those concerts. And just sad to see, you know, his picture there. He like I said, he was my 8th grade teacher. He was into sports. He reffed. He was a referee for sports. He was big time into the Leominster, what do they call it? The awards there, whatever they call it, Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah. Just recently I saw him posting there, and just a nice man, Bob Healy, the teacher, and musician, and theater, and sports, and he was just about into everything. And apparently he passed away. We got news of it earlier today, and just seeing pictures of him, just a good sport and a good guy.
He was always nice to the students, you know. You
always good.
Walking down the hallway, knew everybody. And
he used to carry a 3-foot ruler, though. I'll tell a story about that.
He was always
there for them. Didn't
mess
with him, let's just say. And it was an excellent math teacher, just a smart guy, and brought a lot, not just to us, but to the whole area, because he was involved in theater all over the place. And he I think, did a summer band up in either Ashburnham or Ashby. He ran a summer band, one of those, and just a really nice and a remarkable guy. So, yeah, so, we look down the road for tax revenues. The state, it gets more difficult for them to balance their budget, and receipts are down for them. So in terms of getting assistance and stuff, they still maintain their assistance to us, but, we're always looking for new business. And right now, other than, a few, even retail, other than a few, forget the mall is sort of a redevelopment project, but other than the mall, just almost every retail space in town is full, so good stuff. What are you looking up there?
Reports on Route 2.
Route 2.
People are saying there's a crash here and there, all the way from Alewife, and other people are saying they're glad they stayed home. Sounds like a lot of people stayed home.
Yeah, I would say. I saw some people coming off Route 2 and they said it wasn't bad out there at all. What do you got there? I got to put my glasses on. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, geez, time does fly around here. Yeah, so this is my last chance to really do this. We do a, if you're on Facebook, we do a morning briefing, usually at 9. Sometimes I get messed up. Today I couldn't do it till 11. I had to be in Worcester at 8:30. And so I couldn't get back here for 9 with the road conditions. So we did it later. And, but we do it most of the time. Tomorrow we'll be on at 9. And we do it at 9 in the morning. We just tell you what's going on at that very moment around town. We do some of the same things. We promote some events. I do want to try to do one big event to get all those Girl Scouts cookies sold.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily eaten, but we'd like to have a party or an event to get that done.
The Route 2 group that's on Facebook feels that their advocacy is helping Route 2, so they're happy to.
Yeah, so there you go. They're helping Route 2 tonight. And Ice Rink, there were people. The best one was the other day. I didn't get a chance to get a picture, but there was a mom out there. Remember I came in and I said, that lady's pretty good. She was like a figure skater. She was good. And she had a little daughter with her and teaching her to skate. And it was such a cool, it would have been, because she had her like right underneath her and holding her hands. It would have been a great picture. They had to, they were packing up and leaving. By the time I got inside, got my phone and ran over there. They were just packing it up. But skating still on, and we're going to have some cold nights. And today I posted, hey, skating's open, but bring a shovel. And they did. Came and shoveled it all off. Just a couple of minutes left here. We're, like I said, this weekend's a big weekend. We're busy, I should say. Tonight is Wit, the play at the synagogue. And that starts at 7:30, did I say? Let me go back. I believe I said 7:30. I thought it was 6 to 7:30, but it was the date, the 6th. Hang on. What did I do with it? Well, anyway, I'm 90% sure it's 7:30 tonight. So, oh, there it is. Yes, it's tonight, Thursday, the 6th at 7:30. Then Pink on the Rink, 6 o'clock in Worcester at the DCU Center, and then the Gateway Symphony Orchestra. Let me tell you, that is, if you're not going anywhere and you're working or something's going on, you can't make it anywhere for Valentine's Day. You don't want to do the standard flowers and food and all that. Go out to eat. This would be a perfect weekend to do that. Maybe the restaurants won't be as busy as they will be for Valentine's Day. So you'll catch a symphony, and they are good, really, really good. I'm really impressed with them. So you catch a symphony concert and and visit one of the restaurants downtown. And bring your skates. You go skating. All right, we're out of time here at Inside Leominster. Thank you for coming in tonight, guys. And thank you, Wendy, for coming in, even though we had this storm. It didn't stop you all. And so good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. And just as I was leaving the last stop, when I was walking out the door, somebody yelled to me, remember, the world is run by those who show up. And I said, yep. And he says, you better get to your show and show up. And I just made it here. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
This is LTV.
This zoning allows for as of right multifamily housing to encourage, and then of course it gives, location allowed uses, dimensional regulations, underlying zoning, affordability, and there's several sections on affordability. It also describes the parking that's permitted, and as you know, this particular zoning only required 1.5 parking spaces per dwelling unit with more than